Start the morning right with a cup of Vinyl Tap. Nothing beats the refreshing taste of a hot, warm mug of Vinyl Tap. Enjoy your podcast in liquid form today. Vinyl Tap. Enjoy responsibly.
2, 1.
Vinyl Tap. I'm
I'm
Jason.
And this month on Vinyl Tap, our theme was none other than CDs bought from Facebook Marketplace. Did you guess? You better have.
Time-honored tradition, purchasing CDs on Facebook Marketplace.
The only and exclusive way to purchase CDs.
Yeah, who goes to
In the
Sanity
year
anymore?
2020.
Or, you know, that like
is Sanity still a
forgotten
thing?
section of JB Hi-Fi.
JB Hi-Fi.
You know, and you're
I
like,
hope that Sanity is still a thing.
you like creep around the corner and Igor turns around. You like CDs, would you? Oh, shit. But no, Facebook Marketplace was a much more pleasant experience, I found.
It's pretty easy.
It was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it pretty pleasant. Good old Pierre was very lovely. Nice to chat to.
Pierre, I think...
Shout out to Pierre. I can't remember your last name.
I think
I'm sorry.
Probably we shouldn't share his last name, let's be honest. I think I bought mine
Yeah,
from...
that would be unfair.
That's fair enough, actually.
Pretty sure I bought mine off Dylan. I bought mine off Dylan. I'm actually not sure if my payment has still gone through. Sorry, Dylan, because it's bounced now 3 times. So
Gee.
I can only just try again.
So you're still in communication with Dylan, though, right?
Yeah, I still am. But like, this is the beauty of Marketplace, right?
The intricacies.
Incredible thing is, lovely Leanne, absolute doll, let me off the hook with so much. Gives like, yeah, I'll show up whenever and just take them. And by them, I mean them, because this is what Leanne gave me. And she didn't even give it to me. She just left it out the front of her house and had me drive past and pick it up for
Hashtag
free.
COVID safe.
I got all these for free.
Wow.
And if you'll indulge me a moment, there are some gems in here. We've got Charlie Pride, Best of Hits. I have no idea who Charlie Pride is, but I'm very excited to find out.
Why didn't we listen to Charlie Pride
Now
this month?
this is the kicker. I've got the Pepsi. I don't even know, like Hot Hits. It's like a So Fresh branded by Pepsi. Incredible. I'm so
Honestly,
excited. Like
anything that's
I don't even
off-brand
want to listen
So
to it. I'm
Fresh
just happy
would
I
be
own
amazing.
it. And the most incredible part, 3 blank CDs.
Potentially blank. We haven't tried
no
to listen
idea.
to them yet. We could have someone's fire mixtape on there.
So are you sure you were meant to take that? Was Leanne thinking like you would just take the 1 CD out of the box and you accidentally just took all of them? And they're like, how many CDs
No,
is
she
there?
said
Like
all of them.
15 people rocked up to the front of her house and they're like, where the fuck are my CDs, Leanne? Like,
No, she said all of them.
right.
So that's something to add to my CD collection, which is a thing I have, I guess, now.
Yeah, I mean, like, I do have a small CD collection, but they're kind of... well, it was entirely built because my car doesn't have an aux cord, so...
Your car also doesn't have a CD
No,
player.
it does have a CD player. It totally does.
Right. So you just use the tape deck for the hell of it.
I use the tape decks to run my MP3 cord.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have an aux cord, except it does.
Yeah, it does. It's just connected to a cassette
Precisely.
tape. But CDs are great in my car. That you can play them really loud, and that's like the only reason I've got my CD collection.
I just have a CD collection from growing up at the time we did.
I did. I don't know where it's gone. It's probably been lost in some move somewhere along the way.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my CD collection is slightly illegal copies of CDs.
Your fire
know.
mixtapes.
Get CDs, yeah. get CDs from a library and copy them.
Yeah.
I got a lot of gifts from sketchy uncles.
But there definitely are legit ones in there, and
Yeah.
you know, most of the ones that I add now are legit because.
So do you actually listen to any of your old CDs these days?
Sometimes, again, most of the time it'd be when I'm in the car or if the internet is out for some unknown reason.
Relatable.
I don't know. I still also really do like the whole with vinyl and CDs having the actual artwork and
Right.
the liner notes and all the credits
Just
that
a
you get.
physical object to say, I
Yeah.
own this. I own this bit of music.
I mean,
The
you don't
liner
actually
notes
own
in
the
this,
music,
for
but-
I own a
example,
copy of it.
are super, super cool. Like, there's there's
That's
like a
Velvet
whole-
Underground, everyone.
Yeah, that's the Velvet Underground. There's like this critic's response to one of their performances, and it's got all these, who I'm assuming like, you know, well-known critics of the day, talking about how they were like assaulted with new and experimental music, and it's just like an extra touch that I don't know, you'd never really know if you're just listening to this on Spotify, right?
I mean, also like with Spotify, sure you get like an album art, like the front cover, so like that, but you don't get the like art on the back,
Right.
The crazy
Or
sleeve it came
crazy
with.
art in
Oh,
the
that's so
middle.
cool.
or you know, like this little card that's got all the lyrics on it. I know that you can add lyrics to Spotify now, but like there's something nice about like the physical object and having the artwork that the band thinks goes with the music that they're giving you, right?
I don't know why Maroon 5 saw the need to print everything in all caps, by the way, because if you just look at the lyrics, he's yelling them at you.
That's how emotional he is about them.
Well, actually, that's a big point,
And-
right? Like with all the albums that we listen to, they're all sort of I don't know, done in an age where there was a physical object that came with the music, and I think especially your choice, Jason, is really significant in that the artwork is gorgeous and amazing. The music is kind of trash and almost a terrible auditory experience, but the album kind of makes up for it, right? Like the whole package,
Yeah,
there's
it was
so much
so cool.
work put into that, right?
Yeah, I guess I don't know if you can ever say the artwork makes up for music or the music makes up for lack of artwork, but it's not just the music or the artwork. It's like a combination of it, which I think is
When you
Nice.
listen to stuff on Spotify, like a Spotify premium account is purchasing an opportunity to listen to a bunch of music, right? Let's say
I mean, it's
some-
purchasing the opportunity to not have ads thrown at you.
Yes, I suppose. You can listen to, but you don't have full choice with free Spotify. But with a CD, you are purchasing like an item, you know?
Right.
It's not just
I mean, in all fairness, though,
data
CDs
that you can play through your computer.
CDs are still somewhat overpriced. Personally, I think most new CDs you'd still pay $20 for an album, which it's one of those it's not wanting to discredit the artist or anyone who's put work into it, but for the physical object, the cost of actual manufacturing is not that high, and I think that CD sales would probably be higher if they weren't priced as high to begin with. If you know
And
what I
if
mean.
the mechanism for playing them was still ubiquitous.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most people, I mean, this is making a huge assumption. I would assume that most people would still have a CD player somewhere, even if it is just in their car.
I don't know about that. The only CD player I have is incidental, like my
Yeah.
laptop's disk drive, which I never use it.
Yeah, I think it would be purely accidental if you've got a CD player, right? Like on something that you would rarely ever use. You know, like maybe your laptop comes with a CD player, but these days that's pretty rare as well. I don't know. I think that the CDs have sort of changed their purpose. Like, I don't think that they're necessarily overpriced anymore because most people, I think, have a kind of inherent understanding that if you buy a CD, you're contributing more money to the artist than if you were to just be listening to Spotify. So it's,
I mean, you are if you're not buying them off Marketplace.
I mean, the theme was your suggestion, Jason.
Hey, it's an interesting thing to
Yeah,
chat
it
about,
is, and
right?
it's led to this discussion.
Because
Well,
I agree, you know, paying money for CDs does directly contribute to the artist more than streaming the album
Ever
on.
will.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah.
I mean, not ever, but currently does.
Yeah.
But at
I
the same time, there you go.
oh no, I was gonna slightly change the topic. Finish your sentence.
I was going to say, at the same time, I can't imagine mass producing CDs being as much of a thing unless you're talking about a marketing situation like what Taylor Swift has, where she has like, I don't know the exact number, but I think it's something like 7 different versions of the album. And when I say versions, I think this is to my understanding without looking into it. The different versions are different like artworks.
It's just packaging.
It's different
Shit.
packaging, but the musical material is the same.
What a shrewd businesswoman.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
When you compare the pricing of CDs to the pricing of vinyl, it's no surprise why they caught on. And then I think like the entire draw of CDs was the price, and then when that was beaten by more data-driven models like, you know, the digital download or streaming, it's no surprise that they were defeated as easily as they came along, right?
right. I think.
I don't know how expensive cassettes were back in the day.
Who knows?
Well, I mean, you know,
Sorry, Beebs,
well, just
I totally cucked you.
no, all good. Just on that point, I mean, like CDs, they really just had a really short lifespan because vinyl, there's almost a like a ritualistic aspect of putting on a vinyl. You have to flip it over, like it's kind of almost a dedicated listening experience, and I think that would account for kind of why there's a rise in vinyl again these days, whereas CDs don't have that aspect so much. You don't get to see the artwork sort of spinning around on your turntable. You just sort of you put it in your computer,
Plop it in.
yeah, and you put it onto your
Yeah.
iTunes account, and then you're going. Like, you know, you're not sort of stuck with
And
this.
it's so easy to rip and then just ignore the CD as well. Whereas
Yeah.
with a
Right.
vinyl, to rip it, there's a lot more work involved, as we discovered.
Yeah.
yeah.
Jason, I understand that
I've-
your purchasing experience kind of there's like almost a group of people that are into trading CDs. Like, is this like a really underground
Yeah, so the
thing?
guy who...
Or-
I don't know if it's an underground thing. But like people... The guy who I bought the CD from, you know, was selling a bunch of CDs and had only just recently been added to this Facebook group of trading CDs. So you're not purchasing from people, but you post something you want to trade and people can offer, and you basically something you're not using anymore goes to someone for something that you maybe do or don't want or haven't heard before, which is kind of cool and an interesting way to, you know, facilitate sharing music that, you know, otherwise would sit around and someone's getting something they want. And I haven't really been an active member of that group, but I'm still
Is it
there
a big
watching
group,
what's
or is
going
it
on.
like just like sort of 80, 100 members?
Can't remember. Off the top of my head, I want to say it's larger than that, but I honestly don't even know if I've looked at how many people are in there.
And this is just local.
I think
It's
this
just
is just like a Melbourne-based
So
group.
there's going to be
okay.
chapters of this kind of thing all over the shop.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'd be interested in Die Short Party. Shall we get into why we chose the albums we chose for this month?
Yeah,
Yeah.
babes.
Yeah, you
To
were
be
first.
perfectly honest, I've wanted. I was just looking for CDs that I could play in my car, and I've wanted the Velvet Underground for ages. And I saw it, and I was like, "Yep, cool." I tried a couple of other albums first that were things that you can't actually listen to on Spotify or YouTube very easily, just to see if they're around. But anyway, about 8 searches later, I ended up with this. Possibly still haven't paid for it. I'm sorry, Dylan.
I'm sorry, understands.
Openly admitting to theft on the internet.
Look, I have tried and I will try again. I swear, Dylan, you'll get your money.
I tried for a very long time to get this collection off this guy. They were actually quite expensive, the CDs, but there was one in there I was so keen to share with you guys, the Didgeridoo meditation one. I was like, we have to listen to that. but that fell through. Unfortunately, I kind of got a little jibbed there, but that's okay because I found this for free. And I had this album when I was younger, but I don't know what happened to it. So now I have it again, and that's good. Not that I'll ever use it for anything, but it's cool to own it, you know? And all this other shit that came with it. Like, it was free, so of course I'm going to take it.
Yeah, right. I 100% chose mine because of the artwork, and I intentionally wanted to choose something that I had no idea what I was going to get myself into. Like, I had a vague idea because of other CDs that were listed with it that it was going to be on the heavier side of things, but I didn't know where it was going to fall or any idea of the sound. And I was just like, that artwork's really cool, and I would like to own the CD with that sleeve.
I like that CD because it's, I mean, it's got to be a limited print, right? There can't be many of those in existence.
Don't know.
True. Maybe
Probably.
when 11 Paranoias make it huge, you'll have a collector's item.
Who knows?
Could
Maybe.
be.
In the dark future of 2040, when people want to get like abused in the ears a lot.
When there is nothing left but stoner metal. I find it really interesting that we all went through essentially the same process, but were looking for different things and came up with like vastly different music from different eras as what we settled on for this theme.
I think out of the three, actually no, 11 Paranoias, out of the three albums that we've listened to, I think this is the only one whose like primary at the time method of listening would have been the CD, right?
Yeah.
Because Velvet Underground was released on vinyl, and I imagine 11 Paranoias was like designed for streaming, although early 2010s, not entirely sure.
I'm gonna say 2011 or 13, I can't remember where it was. Maybe not.
It was
It's hard to
13.
say.
And even then, CDs were kind of out of fashion because iTunes.
Yeah, but
Not yet
also
Spotify,
they're
but iTunes.
they're a smaller band, right? They're like and it's like a indie produced
And
kind of
also
thing, right?
the inaccessibility of the second half of the CD would lend me to believe that the CD was for people who, you know, wanted the full experience. They weren't just...
I reckon that CD was never sold in Australia. That CD has like been... Someone's moved or given it to a friend or like it's been sold across the
Pierre
pond.
was
That's pretty
from
interesting.
Europe.
Really?
Potentially.
I like that. I mean, you know, is there a case for writing where a CD's been on the case note, so as you pass it on and sell it, and you know, you can like get a little history?
That'd be
of where
cute. Everyone has to sign it.
That's right. Yeah.
like audio pen pals.
That can be like our next album cover, right? Just like sign here and pass it on.
That'd be fucking sick. No one steal that before we do.
Or do, because I honestly don't think we'll use it, but it's a cool idea.
I think it's time for my favorite part of every month. Who won?
Yeah.
I mean, we all fit the criteria. No one failed this month. So congratulations.
As much as I thought you were both going to fail at one point.
Yeah, we had
Dicey. I don't know. It's tough. I want to say Jason outright lost, but
Oh, that's harsh.
but actually his CD is really cool. And Tim
I
got a
am
whole
gonna
bunch of shit
posit-
for free. So
I'm going to posit that,
I definitely won in terms of like bang for buck.
yeah, but I'm going to say in terms of musical content, Tim probably played it the safest.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the Velvet Underground is a revered album that everyone talks about, and it's like this thing that it's very important, and everyone
You should
thinks it's
listen.
good, I guess. So Beebs also played it safe, I suppose.
True. Well, in that case, Beebs, I'm actually going to say I think you lost.
wow, that's rough.
I mean, you
That's
don't
rough.
get to decide that.
Well, that's what my vote is
Okay.
anyway.
And are you saying that you won, or
I don't know if I would say that. I'm not going to pull an Andrew. But I don't know if I could vote for any of us, like,
All right,
truly
so all
winning.
you're saying is that Beebs lost.
Yes.
Wow. I feel like this is a
After all he's done
exactly.
for
I
you.
feel like this is a game of Among Us. I'm just being like,
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Look, I mean,
Um,
I was gonna say my album sort of suffered some damage in postage. I don't know if you can see that. So possibly that means I've lost because mine is wounded, or I won because I got the purple heart.
musically, I'd say that I got the most out of listening to the Velvet Underground purely because I know songs about Jane so well that I didn't glean much from it. And we all know how I felt about Superunnatural. Who won? I can't be Andrew. I'd have to say that it's Beebs.
Well, in that case, I am going to be Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for myself and say that I won this month of Final Tap.
Okay, at the end of the year we'll do a humility award and and Andrew will lose. I am the most humble.
Click above to find out what else we've spoken about in this theme.
Click below to support the artist that we just listened to.
And make sure to tune in next week for more Vinyl Tap.
That's pretty good.